welcome to TCR Asia and the penultimate round of the 2019 series. I'm Jonathan Green, and the final two rounds will be held in Thailand at the famous Bangsaen street circuit, with the championship very much on the line. Now, before we head there, let's look back at what happened last time out in Zhejiang in China for round 7 and 8. Away they go then. Good start from Ensler. Got away off the line well. Pepe Oriola as close as he's been, but Han has joined the battle too. And now all over the back of Lloyd, the Englishman, and here he comes up the inside, and not too soon either, because Han just behind at the outie. Oh, a mistake from Lloyd as he goes wide at the last turn, and I think both of them will go through. And sure enough, now Pepe Oriola, with the lights flashing also on the Audi of Wang Chuhan, go past Daniel Lloyd, and through goes Han, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. The Liqui Moly sponsored man, Pepe Oriola, looking for a way past. He knows that if he's gonna have a chance of taking on Ensler, he has to go through, and look at this! They touch for a moment there. So they don't really need to fight like this, and it's only gonna end in tears if Pepe's not careful, but through he goes. Oriola, nicely done. And Lloyd now joins the battle as well. Eurasia Motorsports, Gao Hu Yang, both of them racing in the China Championship, and here comes Gao. Side by side, the Civic and the Hyundai. But he's got through, or has he? No, I don't think so. Oh, and he goes off. Oh, and that was a tough move, but he manages to hold it all together. Well done to Yang. Started from pole, never looked back, built on that lead, and will now come out of the last corner to take the checkered flag and win round 7 of the TCR Asia 2019 Championship. Luca Ensler. Another huge crowd here in Zhejiang. Out go the lights, away we go. And Martin Z in the Honda doesn't get away as well as the man from the Philippines who leads the way into turn 1. Nicely done by Miranda. Through into the lead goes Martin Z in the Honda. Nicely done. Oh, back comes Miranda and takes him out. But somehow Z holds on. And that was a miraculous turn of events. Somehow, though, everyone survives. But the big winner, without a doubt, as the 55 continues in second place, is Diego Moran, who picks up the lead. We go back on board with third place. Pepe Oriola trying to get through on Z. Coming into the last turn, he's leaving it very late. He tries to go around the outside and makes it just about. And Z with problems on that right rear. I think the bodywork rubbing on that rear tyre where he was hit by Miranda. That's why he jigged to the outside there. And meanwhile, Diego Moran building on his lead. We go back on board with Oriola, who went wide, of course, after that last corner incident. He's now chasing Miranda, the Eurasia man. Gets past him, gets past Daniel Miranda, Luca Ensler. And Luca Ensler on the move then here in Zhejiang. Huge crowd on hand to watch it as well. And putting on a show. Two of the best, both in Hyundai's, different teams. Luca Ensler going wide. Pepe hangs him out to dry. And somehow Ensler keeps going. Luckily the 40 hit. Now he's hitting Pepe, not happy with that. Pepe put a good result in round 7. Good podium. What a big lock up there by Ensler. Oh, Ensler getting it completely wrong, and he almost tumbled into the back. And Ensler will be frustrated because he knows he's not battling Han, but he knows that was a mistake of his own against Pepe Oriola. And we mentioned earlier, just wants to prove himself against the Spaniard. Now he's got to build again. I don't think he does. Yes, nicely done. Quickly past the Audi. That's good composure by the young German. He pulled himself together quickly there. But it's been plain sailing for the Liqui Moly sponsored Hyundai of Diego Moran of Ecuador, who sees the checkered flag and takes victory in round 8. The Ecuadorian choosing the Hyundai over the VW mid-season, and it's now paying off with that victory. And a check on the points as they stand. Luca Ensler with 183 now. Diego Moran with that win moves to 153. Keeps keeps the championship alive. Pepe Oriola still in the hunt, 126 points. Daniel Miranda of the Philippines moves to 74. So now we're in Thailand. Let's talk to last time out winner Diego Moran.
Yeah, always a tough job, but yeah, this championship has been always a surprise for everyone. So nothing is safe until the checkered flag falls. So we are still confident we can do a good race. Of course, we know we have a disadvantage, but we will try until the last lap. It was a win that I was waiting for, first win for the Hyundai. And always win is nice.
Yeah, the moment you're leading, you just try to finish it and you just try to bring it home. But it was quite tough. The lineup there is amazing. And in the end, it worked out quite well. And I'm still mega proud on this victory.
Confidence in winning the Cup Championship. Probably not, because I'm like 30 over points behind. But definitely a podium finish this weekend, it would be good. And then we'll see what happens in the race.
I'm in a group of Cup drivers. There are professional drivers in front of me. Of course, I'll try my best, but let's focus on what I can achieve first. Of course, I want to go faster and faster and break my personal record first.
So let's turn our attention to the streets of Bangsaen in beautiful Thailand as we get ready for round 9. Still 50 points up for grabs in terms of the races and points for qualifying. So it's all to play for here in practice and qualifying around the streets of Bangsaen. Well, after a very intense qualifying session, it was Luca Hensler of Germany who just pipped the street specialist Pepe Oriola to pole position.
Yeah, coming from Europe to Bangsaen, is always a completely different story because here, first of all, the weather. Then we have a completely different track here. As you know, I was in pole position last year by 2 seconds, but I didn't take one victory with me due to a drive-through penalty and a crash in race 2. So, I just want to make a different story this year. I want to fix the title here, and of course, my aim is to win one race.
Good, was good. It's the time that we get closer to Luca in our qualifying, just 1/10. And it's my first time here in Bangsaen when the other ones like Diego and Luca had experience last year. And yesterday we just had one practice in dry, so it's not that bad. But I thought that we could be even closer or be in front. So I'm a bit disappointed, but still the race is really long. And here the second position, I don't know if it's better than the first one because also you have after the inside. So. But it's okay, and I like street tracks. Everything can happen. With the same pace that we both have, just the difference of 1:10. The one who will be first in the first turn is going to be the one who win, excepting that someone has a big mistake or a braking failure or something like this. So the first 250 meters is going to be exciting, for sure.
Yeah, I know that he wants to play some mind games now, but in the end I'm fighting for a championship and not for a single race. If he wants to be aggressive, it's no problem for me, then I leave him through. I showed that I was the faster one today, and if he wants to win the race and wants to take too much risk, then he can.
Well, it all depends on the start, so I have to focus on do a good start. We have to see. I will try to not risk too much. Also, the race is long. Still, we have one more race tomorrow, so we need to be a bit careful in there and try to be smart in the start.
So, as you can see, it's all about the start here at Bangsaen, the street circuit for round 9, the penultimate round of the 2019 season. As you can see, quite a big breeze here, but the rain has been intermittent, but we're not expecting any rain for the time that the race will take place. At least we hope, with a kiss of luck, that might be the case, because a street race in the rain is even tougher. As we look at Luca Hensler, he's got the championship in the bag pretty much, unless he really messes it up, which did happen last year, or at least he got in trouble. He's plus 30 ahead with that pole position. Pepe Oriola yet to win a race, and he is a street circuit expert. You only need to have watched him at the Macau Grand Prix over the last few years to know that. Diego Moran, the man of the moment, the man from Ecuador, has been on brilliant form as we saw last time out in China. So let's take a look at the grid then for round 9. Luca Ensler and Pepe Oriola on the front row. Then Diego Moran, and alongside him, Jakrafan Davi, the top Thai driver, and he could be a factor in this one. Daniel Miranda of the Philippines, Kim Jin Soo, Zach Hui and Douglas Koo. Then it's Roland Hurtner, Adam Khaled had to change a gearbox after practice, and David Lau at the back. That's how it stands for an ultimate round here of TCR Asia. Grid forms up then, and we're about to go racing. Watch out for turn 2. That's where it's tight, and that's where advantage can be gained or lost. Away we go, and a good start by both men on the front row. Somebody with a slow start there further in the back, but everybody away from the line. And already Ensler under pressure from Pepe Oriola, who wants past as soon as he can. They dive through turn 1, everybody clear. Oh no! Ensler gets turned around, and through goes Pepe Oriola. And there's more drivers involved. It looks as though Jakrafan Davi, well, now several cars involved in this. Douglas Koo stuck there in the number 65 as well. Ensler gets going again, but he's way behind now. And the upshot is this does help Diego Moran, who mathematically can still win the championship. 50 points up for grabs, 30 between them. 15 laps to go, still a mess at turn 2. But now it's Pepe Oriola of Spain who leads this race. It looks as though they're sorting themselves out. Not a major incident, everybody's still able to get going, and it will get cleared up, so we shouldn't really have a stoppage. And once again, tense moments for Hyundai and the great man, Gabriele Tarquini, watching on. Safety car does come out, and not a surprise, but typical drama from Bangsaen, and all the drivers predicted it, and even Ensler said, I'll let him go, but unfortunately, he still got caught out. Pepe Oriola, we knew, would be aggressive, but either way, we're under safety here in Bangsaen round 9. Here's another look, and as you can see, they all dive in there, and I think basically Pepe Oriola went for the move, and this was the outcome. It'd be interesting to see what the stewards say about that, because Pepe now leading the race. The championship leader has been turned around, but is still in the hunt, in about 5th or 6th, maybe 7th place at the moment. In comes the safety car, so we'll be racing in a moment, led by Pepe Oriola. Just as they get through this last section. 14 laps to go and just over 24 minutes, whichever comes first. Away they go, green flags wave, Pepe Oriola. And following him in second place, Diego Moran, the only man who can stop Ensler from winning the championship. Ensler is up to 5th already, Luca Ensler. And this overhead shot gives you an idea of just how tight and twisty this Bangsaen circuit is as they dive into that left-hander through the trees and back up the hill. 25 meters of elevation in all. And at the top, it then comes down to this hairpin. And very slow through there as the field already starting to spread out. We'll keep an eye on Ensler, but at the moment, Pepe Oriola under investigation after that incident, but leading on track. And remember, Pepe Oriola, despite being one of the most famous drivers in TCR history, has yet to win in Asia this season. He's had several podiums, of course, and that's put him 3rd in the championship, but he hasn't got enough points to challenge for the title, so he's going after wins here at this famous street circuit. Now, where is Ensler? There he is, and trying to make his way through. Never easy to overtake, but if anybody could do it, it's Luca Ensler. But he's got to be careful. If he crashes out or gets into trouble, which happened this time last year, it could play into Diego Moran's hands. So these are very tense times as Luca Ensler makes another easy move there. Nicely done by the German. And that's what he needs to keep doing now over the rest of this race to put himself in a good position to challenge Diego Moran in the closing stages, possibly. Moran doing a good job of staying with Pepe Oriola. In fact, looks as though he's winding himself up to make a move on the Spaniard. Wind picking up, but still no rain expected before the end of this race. And now it's very much a two-horse race, as you can see. And then the battle for third place, which now sees Kim trying to defend from Luca Ensler, the championship leader, in fourth. Gao drops down to fifth. And how long is Kim going to be able to hold off the hard-charging German? Raced all over the world. He's just come back from Europe. He was racing in Germany just a week ago. So from Hockenheim straight to the streets of Bangsaen. What a year he's having. Kim's not going to give up easily, and it isn't easy to overtake, as you can see. Now, Ensler's got to be patient here. Of course he wants by, and of course he's quicker. But he's got to choose his moment right, and this is the time to do it, and he's done it superbly. Nicely done by Luca Ensler. Up to third place now, and now goes in pursuit of the two leaders. And Diego Moran will be told by his team that Luca has got through into third place. And Diego will push on here, but it's not a lot he can do except keep chasing Pepe Oriola. Into the pits comes Pepe Oriola. Now, he has been given a drive-through for the start incident, and that does dramatically change the face of this race, because now Diego Moran leads it, and here comes Luca Ensler. So no surprise to see Pepe Oriola given that penalty, because he was the cause of the incident. And he'll now go right to the back there. You can see him in 11th place now after that drive-through. Bitter disappointment for the Spaniard. All he wanted to do was win. But to be fair, he was the cause of the incident. And now goes to the back, and that gives Diego Moran a great opportunity. But likewise, it gives Luca Ensler a real target in the closing stages of this race. Two-way race for the championship now. The question is, how far can Pepe come through after that penalty? So some great racing all the way through here. Kim under pressure again in third place. And behind Kim is Zach Gao in fourth position. Then Daniel Miranda is also there as well. And here come the leaders. Ensler with the lights on, trying to intimidate the Ecuadorian. And these two have raced and rampaged around the streets and circuits of Asia for the last 3 or 4 years. They know each other's game very well. Both men have improved dramatically. Ensler as a child almost, but literally the protege of the great Franz Ensler has become a man here in Asia. Meanwhile, Diego Moran, not heard of before he got here to Asia, but has improved dramatically as a driver. Race for VW, as both men did, and now for Hyundai. And his performance in China was immaculate, and he's doing the same here. But now, how does he deal with the pressure from behind? And it looks as though there's a little bit of damage to the front end of Luca Ensler's car. It's just a little bit of bodywork hanging off a bit. Let's see if it affects him at all, but I think that was because of the incident. But Ensler really pushing on now. And doing a great job so far. I always think it's so hard to drive fast and look in your mirrors at the same time, because you're defending and trying to be fast at the same time, and that's not easy. And Ensler will be the worst man to try to do that against. Ensler tries around the outside again. No room this time. Diego in the number 23, holding him off for now. These two in a world of their own. There's the gap you can see as the camera spun round there. It's a massive gap. You'll see it now. There's the battle. Kim still holding up 2 or 3 drivers for third place. Ensler trying to intimidate with those lights on, but it's not going to make any difference. You can see the bodywork just slightly removed from the front of the car, but it's at the moment not affecting him. But if it were to get any looser, it might. Great racing, and they've had all season to get to this point. This time last year, Bangsaen was in July and wasn't the season finale. And I quite like the idea of it being the season finale, because a bit like Macau, It's so precarious on a street circuit. Now, is Ensler faster in a straight line, or will Diego hold him? Jinks out to the outside. Here's Kim, still in third place of the number 97. Now he's under immense pressure from Daniel Miranda, the Filipino, who is trying Bangsaen for the first time, so a rookie here to the circuit, and that's impressive so far by Daniel Miranda, who's come on a lot this year, the youngster, for the Eurasia team. Mark Goddard. Oh no! Big hit from Kim. Miranda goes out. Oh, Jackra Van Der. Oh, flames as well. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. 3 cars involved. Jackra Van Darby, the third car to hit in. 1 driver out. Surely that's going to bring out either the red flag or a safety car. And that could be a long time in clearing up. And Kim Jin-soo was going so well in third position, and then just one mistake where he went a little bit wide into the entry. That left him nowhere to go on the exit, and he went straight into the barriers. Safety car does come out, no surprise there. And again, this race changes one more time. Everybody watches on. Here it is again. Yeah, he just overcooked it on the entry and then just couldn't turn in time. Miranda was so close to him, he had no choice to avoid him. And Jackra Van Darby, just on his regular line, had nowhere to go. Then a big burst of flames comes out of Miranda's car. Always scary in motor racing. And you can see the reaction in the pits. They cannot believe it. Everybody very frightened by the incident. Luckily, all the drivers are out of their cars. But what will happen to the rest of the race? Now, as we left it, Diego Moran was leading the race with Luca Ensler in second place. As you can see, the safety car has been deployed. We are under a full caution yellow. The drivers, therefore, making their way back to the pits to see if we do get a resumption. Mark Goddard of Eurasia Motorsport, his man Daniel Miranda, involved in that incident, and everybody very concerned, and they are going to get the cars pulled away. But will the track itself be raceable, and will they get it fixed in time? It is a race against time now. We'll soon find out. So we're under safety here. Here comes the safety car. And it looks as though, and yes he is, he's red flagged it and they're pulling them in, and that means we've got a result here. And that means that Diego Moran keeps the championship alive by scoring, by my estimations, 7 more points than Luca Ensler. So there'll be happiness on one side of the Ensler team and disappointment on the other. So Luca Ensler doing a brilliant job of recovery, but not given a chance to really attack Diego Moran in the closing stages. And there is Franz Ensler and his son Luca, and you can see the disappointment on his face. Meanwhile, it's all smiles for Diego Moran. A brilliant win under massive pressure. He held on, was given a reprieve by the crash, and confirmation of the result then. A win for the Liqui-Moly Team Ensler man, Diego Moran of Ecuador. In second place, Luca Ensler of Germany. Third place, Gaohu Yang of China. Roland Hurtner wins the battle for the Cup competition over Douglas Koo, who finishes 5th. And then Pepe Oriola got back on track and did get a result of 6th place. There's the podium then for our top 3. Well done to Diego Moran, who keeps the championship alive.
My race was good. I had a really good pace. I was pushing and I was catching Pepe when he was in front of me. Then the team told me to slow down because he got a penalty. So after that I did a consistent race. Then Luca catch me, but I was fast enough to avoid him to attack me in the critical parts or defend myself. So I was not gonna let him pass. So very happy with the outcome at the end. So let's see tomorrow.
Well, it certainly makes it interesting because the gap is exactly a race win. Luca Ensler now on 206. Diego Moran on 181, 25 points behind and 25 points for a win. But Ensler is already champion because he's already won more races, whatever happens in the final round. Let's talk to our new champion, Luca Ensler.
Started from pole, had quite a good start. Went as the first one down into turn one, then I got a big hit, so I spun and had to restart the race from the last position. So for sure that's not what you want when you're fighting for a title. But in the end I could manage to jump on P2 again, took the points, and now I'm champion. So I'm super happy.
Well, it's certainly going to be a great finish to the season here in Thailand. One more round to go. 25 points the difference between the two leaders. Pepe Oriola still without a win. And even if Diego Moran gets that win and Ensler doesn't finish, it's going to be victory overall for Ensler having had more wins. But what a great way to finish the season, and there's still one more race to come from here in Thailand. We'll leave you with some of the highlights of round 9, but until round 10, from me, Jonathan Green, goodbye for now.